Hello everyone, welcome back to IITC. This is Ved Prakash Singh from IIT Consultancy. As we discussed in earlier element number 1, that we have seen the safety management systems. There are different safety management systems with 8 elements, 12 elements, 15 elements. We will not discuss it now here. In this session, we are going to discuss only safe work practices or standard operating practices or SOP. So more or less these all are the same things. We will see what are the objective of safety or safe work practices or SOP. Guys, my humble request to you is please subscribe the channel if you have not done it. I am very sure you have done it, and please do not forget to press on the bell icon. And please also send this link to your professional friends. Safe work practices, standard operating procedure or SOP is the second vital elements of safety management system. Here I have deliberately taken a 15 element safety management system so that you understand. So this is 8 elements, these are the 15 elements, and you see the red bold highlighted is a safe work practices. So guys, the main objective of safe work practices or SOP is to establish a relevant safe practices so that all the works are carried out safely. The main intent is the work has to be done safely, and the second is risk of injury to worker and property, equipment damages are eliminated or minimized. So that means each and every work should have standard operating procedure so that works are done in safe manner to ensure that the work is free from risk and free from property damage and free from equipment damage, or we can minimize or eliminate this kind of risk when we are carrying out those risks. Okay guys, now guys, we will understand what are the contents in safety standard operating procedure or safe operating procedures. Company shall establish and maintain all relevant SOPs. Now first and foremost thing is company has to identify all the critical hazardous activities, and after that these all activities has to be reviewed by the means of JSA, Job Safety Analysis, or JHA, Job Hazard Analysis, and then the company has to formulate the standard safe operating procedure for that kind of job. Now next is separate SOPs shall be established for hazardous work and processes. As we mentioned that each and every hazardous activity must have SOP. Sometimes some company has also established or they also establish SOP for non-hazardous and non-routine activities. Okay, all safe work practices must be clearly written in an easy to understand format and effectively communicated. Guys, this is very simple. If SOPs are not written in easy language and it is difficult to understand, and then if it is difficult to communicate, then what is the value, what is the meaning of having a standard operating procedure? Those procedures which is not understood, that means which cannot be implemented, that means there is a chance of hazards and risk, there is chance of damage of property, there is chance of damage of equipment, there is probability of injury. So we must ensure that it is written in local language, it is written in a language which is understood by everyone, and it should be having clear language so that people can understand, and it can be effectively communicated. Relevant persons must receive the adequate training on these SOPs. As we know that every activities, maybe hazardous activity or non-hazardous activity, no routine activity or non-routine activity, all should have SOP, right? After SOP, before assigning any person on the job, the person must undergo for training. Or if there is a replacement of person, if a new person is coming to replace someone, then the new person must understand the SOP. Only after understanding and recognizing all the steps of the standard operating procedure of SAFe operating procedure and understanding the risk and hazards of that activity, the person should be deployed on the activity. Otherwise, if he is untrained, he is not familiar, probably he will commit a lot of mistakes and ultimately there will be injury, there is a loss of property, damage to equipment. All SOPs must be readily available to the worker concerned. SOPs are to be displayed near the work and our worker should have the access to the SOPs, correct? And not only access, and he should be able to understand what is written in SOP. All SAFe practices are reviewed and evaluated regularly to ensure its relevance and effectiveness. See guys, SOP is to be formulated, SAFe operating procedure to be formatted, but this has to be reviewed when? If there is a change of working principle, if there is change of material, or if there is change of technology, or if there is some accident, unfortunately. These cases has to be reviewed, and after reviewing, the SOPs has to be relevant to find out its effectiveness and its relevance. If it is not relevant, not effective, that means this SOP is not going to help you. A JHA or risk assessment shall be conducted to prepare SOP. Without JHA, without JSA, without JRA, it is difficult to prepare SOP, because when you are reviewing the SOP, when you are reviewing the work methods, then only we will understand what are the issues in the work. So that means JHA, JSA, JRA must be conducted to identify all the hazards, all the hidden risks, all the issues, so that we can prepare the SOP getting the input from the JSA. JHA is conducted to ensure all the potential hazards are identified and controlled. You agree with me? I will not repeat again. SOPs must include potential energies that may be stopped or released during the work when the work is in process. What is a potential energy? Potential energies are those energy which can release all of a sudden and that can cause harm, that can cause injury, that can cause property damage, that can cause equipment damage. What are those energies? See here, electrical energy is a potential energy. Pneumatic energy with high pressure steam, high pressure air, pneumatic, having pneumatic, it's a potential energy. Hydraulics, high pressure hydraulic oils having the potential energy. Thermal, temperature is a potential energy because this is thermal, heat is there. Mechanical compression and tension, maybe spring is a potential energy. Gravitational, maybe fall from height. And drop object, these are the potential energy. Noise, high noise can induce your hearing loss. Radiation is a potential energy. That means these SOPs must address this potential energy if it is there, so that people are familiar, so that people can work safely when they are supposed to work. Okay guys, if you have any question, I would request you to please put into the comment section so that I can come back to you with appropriate answer to you. Since we are on the remote, we are not able to see each other, we are not able to see the body language, I would request you to please put your comments in the comment section and I will come back to you. Lockout procedure must be established to prevent the sudden loss of energy. So whatever the energy we have seen here, to prevent sudden release which can create harm, which can create injury, must be under lock and take. What is a lockout takeout? Guys, I have made a specific presentation, the meaning of lockout takeout. I will request you to please take some time and go through it. This is hardly 10 minutes presentation. By going through this 10 minutes presentation, you will understand each and every aspect of lock and takeout. PSSR, procedure must be established. Pre-startup safety review. See, there are shutdown, there are breakdown, there are general shutdown, there are annual shutdown. After shutdown, it has been seen that when the plant is started, the most of the accident happens during the commissioning, pre-commissioning startup. That means we must have PSSR, and the procedure must be established, must be reviewed, must be approved. A well-established permit to work system should be there. What is a permit to work system? We will not discuss over here. There is a half an hour session for the permit to work system. What is permit to work system? What are the types of permit system? What are the different certificates? I will request you to please go through that. Who can sign it? Who can initiate it? Who is the owner? What are the benefits? What are the disadvantages? And which point to be covered under hot work, cold work, confined space, work at height, excavation, work on the live electrical equipment, and work on potential energy equipment. There are many things. I will request you to please go through a dedicated program so that you can understand the meaning of permit to work, and I am very sure you know this, correct? If you do not know it, or if you want some clarity, please go through one small PPT in IITC channel so that you can get complete idea. If you have any question, please put in the comment section so that I can come back to you. Management of change procedure should be in place. To examine the need to review the existing SOP. So guys, what is the management of change? When company is started, over a period of time, there are some change required with the based of experience, with based of trouble, with the based of accident, with the based of original equipment manufacturer device, with the based of technical difficulties. So once MOC is done, so first thing we must have MOC. That means each and every changes related to hardware, software, technologies, man has to be reviewed. And after reviewing this work, then if there are some changes, some new hazards are established, some new chemicals are there, some toxic hazards are there, some explosive hazards are there, some chemical hazards are there, then we need to update the SOP. Otherwise, if there are some changes, we have not done the SOP update, that means it is as good as you don't have SOP. That means you have not seen hazards. That means there is a possibility of injury, there is possibility of property damage, there is possibility of equipment damage. So guys, we must have established proven safety MOC procedure, and each and every changes has to be reviewed so that we can update the SOP, so that there is high rate of success of SOP. Guys, now this is your turn. Now I will ask a question and you don't need to answer me, but you know the answer, I am very sure. What is SOP? You know this? SOP? Okay, I will not repeat. How SOP is prepared? JSA, JHA, JRA, with a group of people identify hazards, identify risks, then put the control measures in SOP. Who can approve SOP? Plant in charge, plant manager, supervisor, immediate supervisor, or who is in charge of the activity. Correct? What is the frequency of SOP update? Frequency has to be updated if there is any change. Change in procedure, change in plant, change in machine, change in condition, change in chemical, change in any condition related to the SOP, or if in case of any accident or legal requirement. How to train the worker on SOP? You are the right person to tell. Maybe you have a classroom training, maybe you have a hands-on training, maybe you have on-job training, maybe you have a leaflet, maybe you have signboards, many ways. But you need to find out which is effective for your organization. Can SOP prevent incident or accident? How? I hope you know this answer. If you do not know answer of these questions or any one of these questions, I would recommend you to request you to please go back and again see the presentation. Guys, I hope this information was useful for you, and if you have any comment, if you have any suggestion, please put into the comment section so that I can come back to you. With this, guys, thank you very much. Hats off to you. Have a nice day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you, guys.